We've all been there, facing something that just feels completely overwhelming. So today, we're going to break down a really simple but honestly powerful way to get through those hard times. It's all built on 3 key reminders that can totally change how you see things.
Look, life is full of storms. That's just a fact. Whether it's something in your career, your personal life, or even just that feeling of being completely stuck, these tough times are a universal human experience. Nobody gets a free pass on this.
So the real question is, what do we do when we're right in the middle of it all? How do we actually react when things get tough? Because let's be honest, our go-to response isn't always the best one. And what is that go-to response? Well, more often than not, it's to pull away, right? We kind of retreat into ourselves and we get convinced that we're the only person on the planet going through this. And that feeling of isolation, that's what breeds shame, which turns a tough situation into what feels like a personal failure.
But what if we could rewire that whole response? What if there was a better way to think about it? Well, the good news is, there is. And it really just boils down to 3 fundamental truths we gotta remember.
And here they are. These 3 reminders, they're like our roadmap for the next few minutes. They build on each other to create this really powerful strategy for being more resilient. Okay, let's dive right into this first one.
All right, so the first and maybe the most important step is to tackle that feeling of shame head on. It's like this extra emotional weight that makes hard times feel so much heavier than they really need to be. If you think about it, shame is this ancient survival instinct. It was meant to keep us in line with our tribe, to keep us safe. But in our modern lives, that same instinct totally misfires when we're struggling. It tells us we're flawed, and it makes us want to hide, which is the exact opposite of what we actually need. It tells us to disconnect right at the moment we need connection the most. Now, what's so interesting here is the huge gap between what's going on in our heads and what's happening in reality. Shame feels like isolation, like some personal flaw, a sign of weakness. But what is struggle, really? It's just a human experience. It's part of how we grow. It's an opportunity to learn something. Just seeing that disconnect, that's the first step to moving forward. So the first rule is simple. Just refuse to be ashamed. Your struggle isn't some dirty secret you have to hide. It's just a part of your story, and it has absolutely nothing to do with your worth. Okay, so once you start to let go of that shame, you can open your eyes to the second powerful truth, which is this: you are so not walking this path alone, not even close.
This is such a critical thing to remember. We have this tendency to look at successful people and all we see is their highlight reel, right? We don't see the years of setbacks, the failures, the moments they probably wanted to just give up. But every single one of them had their own hard times.
In this idea, this reframes everything. Hardship isn't a sign that you've gone off course. It is the course. It's the terrain you have to cross to get to where you're trying to go. It's a feature, not a bug.
And this slide shows you exactly what that path actually looks like. It is not a straight line going up and to the right. It's this messy cycle of trying something, hitting a wall, learning from it, making some progress, and then, hitting another wall. The breakthrough only ever comes after the setbacks. So you've started to let go of shame, you've realized you're on a path that many others have walked, and now for the final piece of the puzzle. This one is all about turning your focus inward and realizing the power you already have.
It's funny, we almost always underestimate our own ability to bounce back. We look at a huge challenge from the outside and think, oh, no way, I could never handle that. But when you're actually in it, you find these reserves of strength you never even knew you had.
And here's the crucial point. Strength isn't something you're just born with. It's a muscle. And adversity, that's the workout. Every single challenge you have ever overcome in your life is proof of the strength you're carrying with you right now. These difficult times, they don't just test you, they reveal you.
Okay, let's put this all together now. These 3 reminders, they aren't just feel-good quotes. They are a practical, powerful toolkit that you can pull out anytime you're facing a storm.
So let's run through it one last time. Number 1, ditch the shame. It's just holding you back. 2, remember you're in good company. Struggle is pretty much the price of admission for anything worthwhile. And 3, trust in your own resilience. You've proven it to yourself time and time again. See, when you combine these 3 ideas, they create a cohesive mental strategy. It's a way to reframe your circumstances, to connect with this shared human experience, and to draw on the strength that's already inside you. And that leaves us with one final thought. This isn't about waiting for the next big crisis to use this toolkit. The real challenge is to live with this awareness every single day.
So ask yourself, in the small challenges you're going to face today, how will you choose to remember your own strength?